Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 115 School of Law Diploma ceremony at Fordham University. We extend a special welcome to those joining us virtually. The start of the annual academic procession has begun with the traditional ringing of the Victory Bell. The bell was presented to Fordham University by Admiral Chester Nimitz as a memorial to the Fordham alumni who died fighting for their country during World War II. The ship's bell is from the aircraft carrier Juno, which served in the Pacific before it was silenced by an aerial bomb at Saipan. The bell was first rung at Fordham by President Harry S. Truman on the occasion of his receiving an honorary degree in 1946. Leading today's academic procession is Joseph Landau, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and Professor of Law. Dean Landau is carrying the Verge for the School of Law. Roosevelt Etienne, a member of the class of 2022, is carrying the School of Law's banner. Next in the procession are candidates for degrees from the Fordham University School of Law, founded in 1905. One of the first two graduate programs at the university, the School of Law was originally housed here at the Rose Hill campus, but moved to Manhattan the following year. In 1961, the law school found its permanent home at Fordham's Lincoln Center campus. Candidates for the degrees of Juris Doctor, Master of Laws, and Doctor of Juridical Science are wearing the Fordham maroon doctoral robes and hoods with a purple velvet border. Candidates for the degree of Master of Studies in Law are wearing black master's gowns and hoods with a purple velvet border. The Fordham School of Law's class of 2022 numbers 637 graduates. Fordham degrees will be presented this morning to 8 military veterans. Veterans who are candidates for degrees are wearing a medallion on a yellow ribbon, a symbol of Fordham's gratitude for their service and of the university's ongoing participation in the post-9/11 GI Bill Yellow Ribbon Program. Fordham salutes all U.S. military members, veterans, and their families, especially those who are here with us today. Next in the procession are members of the faculty and administration of the School of Law, members of the Fordham University Administration, and members of the Fordham University Board of Trustees. And now, please welcome this morning's honorary degree recipient, the Honorable Laura Taylor Swain, Chief Judge of the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. Judge Swain is escorted by Miss Susan Black-Lieb, Professor of Law and the Cooper Family Chair in Urban Legal Issues. Judge Swain will receive an honorary doctorate of laws and address the class of 2022 this morning. At the end of the procession are the Dean of the School of Law, Matthew Diller, and the university's president, the Reverend Joseph M. Mcshane of the Society of Jesus. And now, please welcome Joseph Landau, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and Professor of Law at our Master of Ceremonies for the 2022 Fordham University School Law Diploma Ceremony.
Good morning, everyone. Hello, and a warm welcome to our graduates, to the parents, distinguished guests, and the entire Fordham family who are assembled here today, and to all of you watching our live stream. It is an honor to be here on this beautiful day to declare, that Fordham University School of Law's 115th Diploma Ceremony is in session. If everyone would please stand and join me in welcoming Father John Cicero, our Vice President for Mission Integration and Ministry, to give our invocation.
God of all good gifts, we gather this morning to give you thanks for the abundance of grace with which you have endowed these men and women who are graduating from Fordham University School of Law. As they embark on their professional lives, accompany them closely and strengthen their resolve to pursue truth and justice in all their affairs. May they flourish as leaders who are guided by faith, right conscience, and especially by compassion for those who are marginalized or oppressed. Bless, too, their families and friends who take righteous pride in their impressive achievements. May they always be a strong source of support for many years to come. We ask these blessings, as always, in your holy name. Amen.
If you could all please remain standing for the national anthem. Please be seated. Father Mcshane, Dr. Jacobs, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, faculty and administration, alumni, families and friends of the class of 2022, and members of the Fordham Law School graduating class of 22, congratulations. This is such an exciting day. You have so many things to be proud of, way too many to mention, but let me name just a few of your accomplishments. You've excelled in your courses. You've written tremendous papers and pieces of scholarship. You've mastered the art of trial and appellate advocacy, and you've advocated vigorously on behalf of your clients through your clinics. You've been involved in so many important and worthwhile organizations. Your faculty and your school are proud of you. But more than what you've done is the way that you've done it. You've put your heart and your soul into the project of law school. You've done this with a sense of purpose, with compassion, and with grace. You've shown tremendous respect for your peers and your professors, and you've done this with so much personality and character. We are lucky to have you in our midst, and we are honored to call you Fordham graduates. The world awaits you now with big and complex challenges that can seem disorienting, dispiriting, and yes, even terrifying. But one thing is for sure, if anyone out there is up for this challenge, it's you, our graduates. You are the future, and through your energy, your intellect, and your vision, you are going to guide us through the challenges we face. As we think about the road ahead, I urge you to look within. Think about who you are, what you stand for, what you value, and the critical ways that your law school experience at Fordham has transformed your outlook on law, on life, and on the world around you. Never forget the people that have been a source of inspiration to you. Never give up on your dreams, and never let anything stop you from being what you are destined to become. And finally, this is not goodbye. This is hello to something new as you make your mark on the law and come back to Fordham to share your unique wisdom with future students who will follow in your footsteps. And so I say again that we are proud of you, not just for what you've done, but for all the things you're going to do and all you have ahead of you. Congratulations, class of 2022. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our incredible dean, Matthew Diller, a dean who has brought vision, wisdom, and a deep commitment to legal education and equal justice worldwide. His calm, strong leadership and tremendous compassion are defining aspects of his deanship. His dedication to the law school community is amazing, and I am honored to serve as his Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. Without further ado, I give you Dean Matthew Diller.
Father Mcshane, Dr. Jacobs, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty and administration, families and friends of the class of 2022, and most importantly, members of the Fordham University School of Law graduating class of 2022. Welcome to Fordham Law's 115th diploma ceremony. Your graduation today is a historic milestone. We are all here together for Fordham Law's first in-person diploma ceremony in 3 years. Since March 2020, I have often had to be the dean of no. No, you cannot have in-person classes. No, you cannot be closer than 6 feet apart. No, you cannot have school-sponsored social events. And no, you cannot eat in class or even take a sip of water. So it is with great pleasure that I can stand before you today and say, yes, we can come together to celebrate your amazing achievements and accomplishments. Yes, we can welcome your family and loved ones. Yes, we can applaud your mastery of the law. And yes, we can salute your commitment to service and to justice. Yes, we can thank you for the community you have built at our school and how you have represented us in all that you have done. This opportunity to bring our community together as one to celebrate is something we will never again take for granted. You are graduating from law school at a truly unique and liminal time in history. The experience of the pandemic has changed all of our lives in unmistakable ways. And the legal profession that you are about to enter is different from the profession that existed when many of you began your studies. After everything we have lived through, back to normal is no longer on the table. Instead, a new normal beckons us. This is our time to take stock and reflect on what we have learned about our world and each other, and envision the world to come. This new normal is far from utopia. So many of the issues that were pressing before the onset of COVID-19 have become even more urgent now. We are facing challenges to our democratic institutions and culture, stemming from the increasing polarization and fragmentation of our society. The persistent scourge of racism is with us with renewed force as overt white supremacy feeds into mainstream culture, fueling acts of violent hatred against Blacks, Jews, Asian Americans, and immigrants. We're still reeling from the mass killing in Buffalo and remembering the murder of George Floyd 2 years ago this week. The widening chasm of inequality in our nation has been exacerbated by the pandemic, including gaps in access to healthcare, housing, and quality living and working conditions. And the geopolitical landscape has darkened as the people of the Ukraine, as well as other nations, suffer terrible atrocities. In the US, we play out all of our most contentious, complex, challenging, and urgent issues through our legal system. It is part of our national culture and our system of governance. As a result, lawyers play a central role in charting our course at the community, state, and national levels. This means that you, as lawyers, will be called upon to deal with our most critical and pressing issues. We will look to you for cogent advocacy that gives voice to those who would not otherwise be heard. We will look to you for creative solutions to hard problems. And we will look to you for empathy, compassion, and understanding. You have spent your time with us at Fordham Law developing the skills and knowledge to provide the leadership that is needed, leadership that is characteristic of the best in our profession. You have mastered the method of critical analysis that is the hallmark of the legal profession, learned to navigate intricate legal systems, wrestled with deep questions about justice and fairness, and learned concrete skills and professional habits. You have engaged in service, written important works of scholarship, and triumphed in your work for our competition teams. You have supported each other and created community. You have done all this under uniquely challenging circumstances as the global pandemic impacted how you studied and learned, as well as how you engaged with our school and with each other. While you studied torts and contracts, you had to worry about the health and safety of loved ones and your own exposure to disease. I am in awe of your accomplishments. Your perseverance and resilience in the face of these challenges have been amazing, and I applaud you. As I tell you that you will be called on to address our most difficult challenges, I also understand that as new lawyers, some things you simply cannot control. Your generation of lawyers will make its mark, but most immediately, you will be living in a context and facing challenges not of your own making. That is the reality. But bear in mind, many of the most important things in life you can control. They're the product of your choices, whether you make them deliberately or through inertia. The key is to make the most out of the things you can influence through your actions and your words. So I ask you to take a deep breath as you stand at the threshold of what lies beyond and ask yourself, what kind of lawyer do I want to be? And by this, I don't mean, what will your practice area be? I mean, how do you think about your role and your purpose in the profession? What kind of mark do you want to leave on clients, on colleagues, on institutions that you're part of, and on the legal profession as a whole? Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be? Lawyers are called upon to play professional roles, to advocate for others, even when they may not agree with their actions. Nonetheless, at the end of the day, you are a person. And how you treat others and your commitment to honesty and integrity are things that should not be for sale to any client. These issues are matters of character and values. Ask yourself, what is important to you? All of these are questions that you will answer, either expressly or implicitly. They are decisions that define you. They are entirely within your control. I urge you to make these decisions deliberately, thoughtfully, to set a high bar for yourself at the outset, and to strive to meet these aspirations. In the years ahead, there will be times you will celebrate your achievements, and there will also be times you will have to endure setbacks. But it is the way you move through the world that will become the through line of your career. I hope that your teachers and mentors have guided you and helped you navigate these issues. Truthfully, these questions will stay with you throughout your lives as we continually define ourselves through our choices. But on this day of your graduation, I want to share with you some advice that speaks to these issues from the one and only Dean John Feerick, who served as dean for 20 years and graduated from our law school more than 60 years ago. In his memoir, That Further Shore, Dean Feerick shared a letter to his grandchildren that contains valuable advice to us all. To paraphrase, he urges, make the most of your gifts. You have an obligation to do so. But as you seek achievements, act ethically and with integrity, lifting others up rather than pulling them down. Show respect even when you feel disrespected. Don't be unnecessarily critical. When others fall short, find ways to help them deal with their shortcomings. Express gratitude to others who support you and who are kind to you. Do not assume they know it. Everyone needs affirmation. See how much good you can do if you don't take credit for it. Allowing others to take credit enables you to accomplish so much more. Respond to those in need. As Dean Feerick says, there are more poor people in the world and more suffering than we realize. The world is a community, and each of us must do what we can to protect that community. Dean Feerick's words have special meaning to me because he is one of my mentors, someone I have looked to for advice, guidance, and as a model. If you set your expectations and aspirations for yourself high, if you use your talents and skills to raise up others and strengthen the institutions that matter to you, if you treat others with kindness and respect and act with integrity and honesty, if you focus on the inequities and injustice in our society, you will make a difference in the lives of others, in your community, in your state, and in our nation. And if all 637 of you follow Dean Feerick's advice, you will indeed change the world, so that those who come after will be better able to lead richer and fuller lives. In keeping with Dean Feerick's wisdom, to never forget to express gratitude, I want to express my gratitude to you, the members of the class of 2022, both personally and on behalf of the faculty and administration. We have all learned much from you during your journey through our law school, through your resilience, through your passion for justice, your insights into our legal system, and your dedication to community and service. Thank you, and congratulations. Today's celebration is also bittersweet because this will be the last diploma ceremony presided over by Father Joseph M. Mcshane, president of Fordham University. He has led our university through challenging times and times of celebration. He guided us through the financial crash and subsequent recession, and through more than 2 years of the pandemic. He also transformed the Lincoln Center campus, including the construction of our magnificent law school building. Over the past 19 years, he has served our institution, our university, and our law school have blossomed into institutions of national and international renown. Our growth is the product of his vision and his leadership. When you leave here today, you will do so as a Fordham lawyer, and Fordham lawyers are known in the profession for working in the service of others. For the past 19 years, no one has embodied that spirit better than Father Mcshane. Father Mcshane, you have been a powerful champion of this law school. I will miss our partnership, and all of us will never forget your example. Thank you for all that you have done for our community. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce Father Joseph M. Mcshane, President of Fordham University. Thank you.
Let me begin by thanking Dean Diller for those extraordinarily kind words. And it has been a joy to work with him and an honor to call him a friend. Dr. Jacobs, Judge Swain, Dean Diller, Dean Emeritus Fierick, members of the Board of Trustees, the administration and faculty, families and friends of our graduates, and most especially members of the talented and resilient class of 2022. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I wonder if I could steal a few moments of your time for a few acknowledgments. First, I'd like to thank the members of the faculty for all that they have done for our graduates. Wise mentors and skilled teachers, they have challenged, cherished, nurtured, and stretched the graduates in the course of their time at the law school. In the process, they have not only taught them the art and craft of lawyering, they have also instilled in them a passion for justice and a desire to excel and to serve others in all that they do. I would also like to thank Judge Swain for agreeing to serve as our keynote speaker today. Judge Swain, it is a real honor to have you with us this morning. In all that you have done throughout your career, you have fulfilled the law school's highest aspiration by living a life of service for others. Most of all, however, I would like to congratulate the members of the class of 2022 on completing their studies in the law school. My dear friends, let's be honest. This is the day you have been looking forward to with eager longing since the minute you entered the law school. It's also the day on which you have fulfilled your parents' fondest dreams. By receiving a Juris Doctor degree, you become both a lawyer and a doctor at the same time. Congratulations. Just don't schedule any surgeries. I'd especially like to congratulate the members of the class who have been admitted to the Order of the Coif, served as editors of the law school's journals and reviews, served as members of the moot court team, as well as all those who will receive their degrees with honors. Savor this moment. Savor it. It is a sweet moment, and you deserve the sweet moment. Now, members of the class, you have pursued your legal studies during a time marked by upheaval, a devastating pandemic, political polarization, civic unrest, an assault on the Capitol, dangerous attempts to undermine the rule of law, the painful but necessary national reckoning with the sin and the pain of racism, economic uncertainty, and a terrible war. And yet in the face of all this, you steamed ahead. You reaffirmed your decisions to become lawyers, members of a profession that is noble and sacred. I don't want to stop there, however, not by a long shot. I would also say that the profession to which you will commit the rest of your lives is also a necessary profession, and perhaps more necessary now than it has ever been. You should hear that said often, every day if possible. Yours is a profession that is noble, sacred, and necessary for our nation and its future. Noble, sacred, necessary. Reflect on that. Embrace it. And so at long last, I come to the real point and a heartfelt plea. We need you desperately. Let that sink in. You are necessary for all of us And I'm not just talking about those frightening moments in our lives when someone says to us either, "I'll see you in court," or "I hope you have a good lawyer." No. I'm referring to something far more important. I am referring to the present national moment, a moment that urgently needs wise guides, honest brokers, and discerning scholars who can bring civility and balance back to discussions of important topics, important matters, and important issues. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really care what your party affiliation is or whom you voted for, because I suspect that party affiliation falls away or should fall away when we all look at the fortunes of our beloved country at the present moment. We are all of us, Republicans and Democrats, right or left-leaning, red state or blue state, anxious, perhaps even petrified, because we are facing so many challenges, some of them homegrown and some of them thrust upon us by foreign affairs. For my part, I believe that our anxiety is due to the fact there is so much uncertainty in the air, and because the roads we must travel are rough and their road signs are either missing, obscured, or disregarded. We are therefore, as a nation, disoriented, and we crave order. We need balance. We need civility. We need discerning wisdom. And just where can we find people with those virtues, gifts, or qualities? Well, for well or ill, and I think it is for well, we turn to lawyers. We turn to you. We always have. We always do. We always will. And why? Because, my friends, your predecessors in the profession have taught us to do so. And with very few exceptions, they have never let us down when we have sought their help. They have served us, however, not only with the qualities of mind and heart that I just mentioned, but with their devotion to justice and to the rule of law. Through their mastery of the mysteries of the law, they have helped us to push back chaos in all its forms. They have re-erected the roadsides that we need to live our lives with both a sense of security and a sense of noble purpose. And this, my friends, is not only the legacy of your profession, it is your duty to perform these necessary and saving tasks in our age. Now let me come clean and make a confession to all of you. From the way I'm dressed, I'm used to confessions, as you might imagine. So here goes. I am the son, the brother, and the uncle of Fordham graduates, which is another way of saying that I have known and loved the law school for my entire life. Having said that, I would have to admit to you that I may be prejudiced in this regard, but I think Fordham lawyers, that now includes you, are just the ones to bring balance, discerning wisdom, and civility back to the public square. I mean it. I'm telling you the truth. After all, you have received a legal education that has been marked by the characteristics that have always distinguished a Fordham law education. Rigorous classroom instruction, a bracing emphasis on ethics, and the challenge to live lives marked by the service of others. Think of it. Intellectual rigor, integrity, service. My friends, these are the very characteristics of mind and heart that will enable you to change the world and help, as the preamble to the Constitution says, to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, in and through the noble, sacred, and necessary profession you embrace this day. My friends, go forth now with what you have learned. Go forth now and be what you have formed to be. Lawyers with a difference. Fordham lawyers. That means more than you can even imagine right now. Be what you are formed to be. Lawyers with a difference. And may God bless you. and prosper the works of your hands. The one thing I would ask you to do is come back often. Stay long. We're already lonesome for you. Take care.
Thank you, Father Mcshane, for your leadership and those inspiring words. Judge Laura Swain, it is my distinct pleasure to invite you to come forward with your faculty sponsor, Professor Susan Bloch-Lieb. I also invite Judge Denny Chin of the Fordham University Board of Trustees, Father Joseph Mcshane, President of Fordham University, and Dr. Dennis C. Jacobs, University Provost, to join us for the conferral of your honorary degree.
Throughout her long career on the federal bench, Laura Taylor Swain, Chief Judge of the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, has presided with focus and integrity over complicated, high-profile cases involving financial fraud, healthcare, immigration, the environment, and bankruptcy. Widely regarded as a deliberate and insightful jurist, she is celebrated by prosecutors and plaintiffs and defense attorneys alike for her fearlessness in issuing major rulings and for consistently rendering justice equally and impartially with an abiding fidelity to the rule of law. Born in Brooklyn, New York, she graduated from Hunter College High School in 1975 before earning a bachelor's degree in government cum laude at Harvard University's Radcliffe College in 1979 and a Juris Doctor degree at Harvard Law School 3 years later. She began her legal career in 1982 as a clerk for the trailblazing civil rights strategist and litigator Constance Baker Motley, then Chief Judge of the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. In the 1950s and 60s, Motley was a key member of the team that litigated Brown versus Board of Education and many other groundbreaking cases challenging Jim Crow laws. She was the first Black woman to argue before the Supreme Court, and she later became the first Black woman appointed to the federal bench. In 2018, Judge Swain paid tribute to her mentor. She worked to make a world in which everyone had the opportunity to excel and to serve, and I think that's what each of us should do. That's certainly what I seek to do every day. For more than a decade now, Judge Swain practiced at Debevoise and Plimpton, where she focused on employee benefits, compensation, and employment law. In 1986, she joined the New York State Board of Law Examiners, becoming the first woman and the first person of color to serve on that board. She began her tenure on the federal bench in 1996 as a judge of the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the Eastern District of New York, where she managed a docket of more than 6,000 cases. In 2000, President Bill Clinton appointed her to the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. From the bench of one of the nation's premier legal institutions, she has presided over numerous prominent cases, including the criminal prosecution of several former employees of Bernard L. Madoff Investment Securities. In 2017, Chief Justice John G. Roberts appointed her to oversee the debt restructuring cases in the Puerto Rican government debt crisis, the first ever bankruptcy-like case of a U.S. territory.
For her distinguished contributions to the bench and her faithful stewardship of public trust and confidence in the law, we, the President and trustees of Fordham University, in solemn convocation assembled, and in accord with the charter and authority bestowed upon us by the Regents of the University of the State of New York, declare Laura Taylor Swain, Doctor of Laws honoris causa. and that she may enjoy all the rights and privileges of this, our highest honor. We have issued these letters patent under our hand and under the corporate seal of the university on this, the 21st day of May in the year of our Lord, 2022.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Judge Laura Taylor Swain. Congratulations.
I'm just about speechless, and I have a speech for you. Father Mcshane, Dr. Jacobs, Dean Diller, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty members and guests, parents and friends of the class of 2022, and the graduating class of Fordham Law School, good morning. It is a tremendous honor to have been invited to join you in person on this glorious day for the 115th Diploma ceremony of Fordham Law School. It is an incredible honor to have been made an Honorary Doctor of Laws of Fordham University Law School, and I shall treasure this day and this honor all of my days. We have all gone through extraordinary experiences, and we're still living in extraordinary times. I congratulate today's graduates for navigating the challenges of this living laboratory and for coming through it in strength and ready for service. You'll be challenged to use your talents in recognizing and responding to problems and embracing opportunities that were not foreseen when you began your studies. I know that you are up to that challenge. I had the privilege of meeting with a group of students a few days ago in preparation for today's ceremony. They impressed me with their intelligence, dedication, energy, and vision, and together constitute living proof that Fordham's community is nurturing and that it invites the collaboration of those who will be leaders of the profession and other fields of endeavor as well. They already have quite the inventory of accomplishments. I met the editor-in-chief of the Law Review, a young Black woman who has also served as an officer of the Black Law Students Association, leaders of the Jewish, Latin American, LGBTQ+, and Black student organizations, and others who have played equally significant roles in this academic community, including a mother of two who works full-time, has been president of the evening division for the past 2 years, and brings enormous energy and creativity to improving support for her fellow evening division students. She has also forged connections between her fellow Asian law students, the Asian American Bar Association, and during the pandemic, members of the bar who were in a position to provide assistance to Chinatown residents who needed help in navigating government rental assistance programs. When I asked the students what has been most meaningful to them about their experience at Fordham, they didn't focus on their individual achievements. Instead, and across the board, they spoke in terms of bonding with others, creating and strengthening community, learning to lead collaboratively, their joy in being able to advocate for their peers, and their experiences of mentoring and being mentored. Clearly, this institution has supported each of these students by nurturing their individual potential and helping them become and see themselves as leaders. Mentoring, given and received, was a particularly frequent theme. The students were open about their understanding of the importance of mentorship and confident that they are deserving of it, and humble enough to acknowledge their own need for it. Students and young lawyers, especially women and people of color, don't always have access to networks and information that can open doors of opportunity for them. How refreshing it was to hear a broad range of students whose daily practice and professional plans include not just excelling in their own endeavors, but seeking out others whom they expect will help and guide them. And pointing to Fordham Law's strong tradition of alumni involvement in student support, they were quite firm about intending to pay it back by helping others walk through doors that have been opened to them. Hearing them invigorated my sense of gratitude for mentoring and for the work of trailblazing leaders who also took the time to touch my life. Professors, judges, and fellow lawyers whose leadership practices embraced other voices, prized mentoring, and aimed to enable others to develop and devote their talents to public service opened doors for me. They've inspired me to pay forward their investment in me, and I urge you to make these values pillars of your own professional lives as well. Let me tell you about the difference they've made in my life. I stand before you today as the Chief Judge of the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. Now, don't get too excited about me. I achieved this position by dint of timing and seniority. But you can be excited for me. It is an enormously significant responsibility to be the leader and representative of the federal court that has served Manhattan, the Bronx, and points north for more than 230 years, since the first Tuesday of November following the enactment of the Judiciary Act of 1789, in fact. And I am only the second woman and person of color, but rather amazingly, the fourth woman in a row to serve as Chief Judge. I have the opportunity to serve as I do today because of the care, vision, generosity, and grace of God and of those who have mentored me. The first woman and first person of color to serve as Chief Judge of the Southern District was Constance Baker Motley, who was also the first Black woman ever appointed to the life-tenured federal judiciary. She was appointed in 1966, and she was also the first woman to serve as a judge of the Southern District. Now remember, the court was established in 1789. It had been an all-white, all-male institution for 177 years before Judge Motley joined the bench. Her amazing talents as a lawyer, her history of leadership in civil rights litigation, her sound judgment, firm presence, and grace enabled her to show the court and the country that the seat on the court was rightfully hers. Judge Motley became Chief Judge in 1982, and I had the honor of serving as one of her law clerks during that first year as Chief Judge. I was able to learn about the administration of justice and judicial temperament at her feet. For those of you who don't know about her life, get thee to a library, or Google, or a bookseller. She published her compelling autobiography in 1998, and there's a great new biography out. I'll share just some of the highlights. Judge Motley was born in the early 1920s, grew up in a Caribbean immigrant family, shocked her family and her community by announcing that she wanted to be a lawyer, impressed a local philanthropist with a speech about civil rights while she was a teenager, went through college and law school through the support of this mentoring philanthropist, and then, while she was still a law student at Columbia, joined Thurgood Marshall's legal team at the NAACP. She represented James Meredith and Autherine Lucy in the cases that desegregated the University of Mississippi and the University of Alabama. She wrote the complaint in one of the cases that went to the Supreme Court as Brown v. Board of Education. She was the first Black woman to argue before the Supreme Court, and she won outright 9 of the 10 cases that she argued. And she won the 10th when the court came around to accept her position that race-based peremptory jury challenges in criminal cases are unconstitutional 2 decades later. She went on to make political history in New York and then was appointed to the Southern District. She achieved all of this before she reached the age of 45. My life has been enriched over and over again by deepening knowledge and appreciation of her accomplishments and by her support over the years. After seeing her in action, I never had a moment's doubt that a Black woman could become and excel as a federal judge. Now, she didn't choose me based just on my grades and writing sample. My law school professor and mentor, Derek Bell, yes, Derek Bell, the author of Race, Racism, and American Law, Faces at the Bottom of the Well, and other groundbreaking critical race scholarship, had worked with Judge Motley at the NAACP. She hired me, sight unseen, on the basis of his recommendation after reviewing my submission. Although my own father was a lawyer, I had never even heard of federal judicial clerkships until Professor Bell urged me to learn about Judge Motley and apply to her. Throughout my career, I have been the beneficiary of outreach by people who have opened doors for me to extraordinary opportunities in public service. For another example, a partner in the law firm I joined after my clerkship called on me to be the secretary of a bar association committee. That bar association later recommended me for appointment to the newly expanded State Board of Law Examiners, and with the support of New York State Court of Appeals Chief Judge Judith Kaye, I became the first woman, first person of color, and at 27, the youngest person ever appointed to that board, which prepares and administers the New York bar exam. But I can't offer you any tips about this summer's test since I left the board when I became a judge. In fact, I'd aspired to be a judge from the time I clerked. I found my happy place in that job where everything that I did mattered in real lives, and my principal duty was to help the judge reach right decisions that fairly discerned and applied the law. I was appointed to my first judgeship at the age of 37 after a colleague from my bar exam work urged me to apply for a bankruptcy judgeship. The Merit Selection Committee had sufficient imagination to recommend me for the judgeship, even though I was an ERISA lawyer, not a bankruptcy lawyer. And I commenced my judicial career in the Eastern District of New York as a bankruptcy judge with a vertical learning curve to navigate. Senator Schumer's Judicial Selection Committee sought me out 3 years later to apply for consideration as a district judge in the Southern District. And on the senator's recommendation, I was nominated and confirmed and able to return as a federal district judge to the court where I had clerked. Judge Motley swore me in, and I had the incredible blessing of sitting as her colleague until she passed away 5 years later. I do my best to learn and do as much as I can, as well as I can, and to be rigorous in legal analysis, clear in communication, and respectful of the lives and dignity of others. I recognize that whatever I do affects others and reflects on others. Sitting as a federal judge inherently provides opportunities to give back and to broaden vision and opportunities for many. A significant one comes from the obvious facts of my gender and racial heritage. By presiding in the courtroom and doing my job well, I show those who appear before me and the rest of the community that women and people of color can attain and perform well in positions of high authority. I'm always delighted to meet with high school students, many of whom never may even have met a lawyer or a judge before. Remember that you too can be inspiring examples as you go out into the world. Mentoring, regardless of where your professional work leads you, is an important responsibility of each of us as members of the legal profession. A great joy and privilege of being a judge is the ability to work with law clerks. Just as Judge Motley taught me about the practice of justice through her example of unyielding excellence, young lawyers early in their careers can do significant public service in judges' chambers by assisting us in all aspects of our work, while having an incomparable perspective on the practice of law, the work of the courts, and the impact of the law on lives and social and economic relationships. If you haven't considered clerking, you really should, even if you're not an aspiring litigator. Many of us prefer to hire clerks who have some work experience after law school, so it's not too late to apply, even if you're graduating or already practicing. My work as a federal district judge, presiding over civil and criminal cases, is wide-ranging and always challenging. Every case is always important to the people and entities involved and to me. And unexpected opportunities for additional meaningful service have continued to come my way. After I became a district judge, my prior brief sojourn as a bankruptcy judge blossomed into appointment to, and ultimately the responsibility of chairing, the Advisory Committee for the Federal Rules of Bankruptcy Procedure. That work led to a call from the Chief Justice of the United States when Puerto Rico decided to commence a case for a bankruptcy-like debt restructuring under new federal legislation, PROMESA. That legislation calls for oversight of the court proceedings for Puerto Rico and all of its restructuring instrumentalities by a single federal district, not bankruptcy judge, whom the Chief Justice had the responsibility to appoint. The appointment to preside over the Puerto Rico cases has been life-changing for me, and I definitely didn't see it coming. Can you imagine receiving a phone call from the Chief Justice with a new work assignment? It is a singular privilege to preside over the process of finding sound and lawful economic footings on which Puerto Rico can move forward from its debt crisis and towards a brighter future. It's also incredibly challenging, presenting issues of first impression all the time, appeals on almost every significant ruling, and ultimately a Supreme Court decision on the constitutionality of the statute. Conducting the proceedings in a manner that shows respect for the people of Puerto Rico and will be as comprehensible as possible to non-lawyers is a constant priority for me as well. My career path has taught me that keeping your imagination open to visions that others who know of needs and opportunities you might never have perceived have for you can help you to build an interesting, varied, and useful professional life. Experience has also taught me that the best sort of leadership is supportive, collaborative, and respectful and empowering of others. Setting a tone of respect, appreciation, and generosity, helping to raise others up, and empowering them to bring the best of their skills and creativity to lead their own spheres of responsibility strengthens institutions and communities. Leaders should also be listening carefully to the voices of those with and for whose benefit they work, and in particular, the voices of stakeholders who may not yet have regular representation at the table. One of the many lasting impressions that I took away from my meeting with members of your graduating class is that you Fordham students get this. Class of 2022, you go into the world of work and service well prepared to have exciting, challenging careers that further the cause of justice. Carry forward your leadership experience into confident work with mentors, colleagues, and mentees. Help to lift up the voices and lives of the members of our broader community, and continue to shine. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Swain, for those inspiring words. And now it is my pleasure to ask Professor Kamani Paul Emile to come forward for the graduation awards.
It is my honor to announce the graduation awards. The list of awards can be found on page 8 of your program. And not all the awards will be announced today because some are based on GPA and exams results, and these will be announced in June. In addition to the awards I'm about to announce, we also have the Teacher of the Year Award, the Adjunct of Year of the Award, and the Keefe Award. The recipient of the Teacher of the Year Award is Maggie Whitland. The recipient of the Adjunct Teacher of the Year Award is Megan Crowley Sue. The recipient of the Keefe Award is Aisha Baruni. The remarks for each of these recipients can be viewed online on our diploma ceremony page and can also be accessed via the QR code under the bios in the program. I'd like to congratulate each of these recipients for the amazing work they've done for our community. And now, on to the graduation awards. The Abramovsky Award is presented to a member of the graduating JD class in recognition of his or her outstanding performance in trial advocacy. This year's recipients are Dominic Konashenti and Chahek Gojia. The Dean's Special Achievement Award is given to a student in the graduating JD class who's made a singular and distinctive contribution to the law school community. This year's two recipients are Vanessa Toro Plaza and Abdullah Touré. The following two awards recognize the recipients for their commitment to public service. The Donald Magneti Award is presented to a member of the graduating JD class in recognition of his or her outstanding public commitment and contribution to those beyond the law school community. This year's recipient is David Marks. The Feingold Family Prize is an award that also recognizes a commitment to public service by graduating JD students, not only through their Fordham law career, but a broader commitment beyond the law school through their choice of employment following graduation from Fordham Law. This year's recipient is Malcolm Sanborn Hum. The Adele Monaco Memorial Award is presented to a member of the graduating JD class in the Evening Division, who's made a positive impact on the lives of Evening Division students through the demonstration of compassion, courage, determination, and commitment to public service. This year's recipient is Diana Lamb. The Walter B. Kennedy Award is presented to a JD member of the Fordham Law Review in recognition of extraordinary service that exemplifies the commitment to legal excellence of Professor Walter D. Kennedy, who served as the Law Review's moderator from 1935 to 1945. This year's recipients are Tatiana Hyman and Mary Hornack. The following three awards recognize the recipients for their participation on this year's Moot Court Board. The Keith C. Miller Memorial Award is presented to a member of the graduating JD class who has demonstrated unselfish dedication to the Fordham Moot Court program. It's named in memory of Keith Miller, who was the managing editor of the Moot Court Board from 1986 to 1987, and this year's recipient is Eric Scarlett. The Lawrence J. Mckay Prize is awarded to the graduating JD student who represented the law school in the national moot court competition. This year's recipients are Annalisa Martini, Catherine Young, and Jack Barton. The Kimberly Greer Singer Award is awarded to a member of the National Moot Court Competition team who possesses outstanding oral advocacy and legal writing skills, as well as a demonstrated interest in teaching or mentoring students. This year's recipient is Annalisa Martini. The Monsignor James J. Murray Prize for Achievement in Public Service is given to a graduating Fordham Law JD student who is committed to a career in public service. The prize was established through a generous gift from James J. Houlihan, Christy J. Houlihan, and the Houlihan family. Just as Monsignor Murray exemplified the Fordham Law motto, "In the service of others," it is the hope of the Houlihan family that the recipient of this award will commit their professional lives to the public service. This year's recipient is Johanna Barrett. The Anne Moynihan Award is presented to a member of the JD graduating class in recognition of his or her outstanding performance in the law school's clinical program. This year's recipients are Eli Solomon Abrams, Okea Smith, and Caroline Vermillion. The National Association of Women Lawyers Award, sponsored by the National Association of Women Lawyers, recognizes an outstanding JD Law graduate of each American Bar Association approved law school. The criteria for this award includes the following: a recipient who contributes to the advancement of women in society, promotes issues and concerns of women in the legal profession, exhibits motivation, tenacity, and enthusiasm, demonstrates academic achievement, and earns the respect of faculty, administrators, and fellow students. This year's recipient is Zoe Bazinkai. The Parchamovsky Siegelman Student Graduation Prize is awarded to the graduating JD student who produced the best work of scholarship published in one of Fordham's Law Review journals. This year's recipient is Grant Emmerich. The Robert Aram Ranzuli Prize in Criminal Law is presented to the graduating JD student who has excelled in the area of criminal law during his or her 3 years at Fordham Law School, and who intends to engage in public service criminal law work upon graduating. The prize is supported by the Ranzuli Charitable Trust, Kevin and Janine O'Brien, and Martin J. and Mary Ann McLaughlin. This year's recipients are Sarah Acree and Sarah Moya. And finally, the Doreen Frankel Robbie Memorial Legal Research Prize is presented to a graduating student who's demonstrated excellence in the Advanced Legal Research Program. This year's recipient is Nicole Odanich. Congratulations to all the recipients.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for as we announce our graduates. I am delighted to be joined by my colleague, Tony Yeager-Fine, the recipient of this year's Dean's Medal of Recognition. and our Assistant Dean of International and Non-JD Programs, who will announce our incredible SJD, MSL, and LLM graduates. Dean Yeager-Fine.
Good morning, everyone. Congratulations to all. It is my great honor to read the names of the recipients of our doctoral and master degree recipients, beginning with the recipient of the Doctor of Juridical Science, the highest degree awarded by the law school, goes to Maroon Malouf. There you go. And now for the recipients of the Master of Studies in Law degree. Ladies and gentlemen, please hold your applause until all our MSL candidates have been announced. Jennifer Morell. Jamil Wilson. Ariana Ray Plant. Am I too fast? Christina Gesan Rivera. Gina Marie Summers. Naftali Hurd. Cecilia Huang. The wind is a problem. Joyce Finch Morris. Amanda Vernaccio. Regan A. Pennypacker. Cindy S. Marsh. Irma C. Millay. Nicole M. Lugo. Caitlin Nicole Card. Jonathan Patrick Josephs. Deandra Roslyn Dinanath. Danilsa Fernandez. Melissa D. Welsh. Alexa Catherine Vasilakos. Susan P. Gold. Kalandra Foster Hunter. Himanshi Y. Patel. Rosalie Daniel. Emily Jimenez Rodriguez. Bernadette Jones McKee. Alisa Beth Olin. Kanako Murata. Michelle Lamb. Diane Marie Logsdon. Christina Chappell. Dakota Leroy Best. The next generation of Fordham law students just passed me by and I didn't even notice. Teresa C. Redline. Alba Fortuna. Daniel J. Cannon. Nikia Bennett. Gabriella J. Eddy. Katerina Ringes. Anne Rajapakse. Danielle J. Mangona Golik. Sarah Helen Kendall. Adrienne Denise Strigler. And now, a round of applause for the MSL graduates. And now, the recipients of the Master of Laws degrees. These students already hold law degrees, many from outside the United States. After each recipient's name, I will indicate the country from which he or she received his or her first law degree. Please hold your applause until all LLM graduates have been named. Javiera Ignacia Artaza Zuniga from the United Kingdom. So much for that. Valbona Demiraj, Albania. Elizabeth Gonzalez Bustos, Colombia. Ana Londoño, Colombia. Danish D. Thomas, Jamaica. Mona Brunash, France. Wilmer David Gonzalez, Venezuela. Julian Iragori, United Kingdom. Ignacio Esteban Beran, Argentina. Salima Malduk Matova, Kyrgyzstan. Flavian Ruda, France. Leticia Marilee Amber Nusangu Umba, Republic of Congo, no? Okay. Mujahid Kakukoa, Turkey. I know. They know all my mistakes are with love. Rashida Meshri, France. Saruhi Vardanyan, Armenia. Rika Tanaka, Japan. Yasuaki Kawabata, Japan. Naoto Habano, Japan. Arshan Randua, India. Dilshir Singh Gill, India. Priya Parag Modi, India. Syed Javed Haider, Pakistan. Khulud Al-Dugoyim, Saudi Arabia. Tenzin Kunsel, India. Maria Patricia Valencia Madrid, Colombia. Catalina Morales, Costa Rica. Jainer Alonso Aterotura Montoya, Colombia. Daniel A. Ochea, Venezuela. Andres Eduardo Ochea, Venezuela. Maria Alejandra Troy Silva, Venezuela. Maria Alejandra was married last week, so double congratulations. Lilian Asaf Mate, Brazil. Emanuele Tosi, Italy. Juan Agustin Videla, Argentina. Diego Narbona Gonzalez de Gor, Spain. Carla Marco Perez Soria, Spain. Gabriel Roussel de Courcy, France. Juan Ignacio Gomeza de la Rea, Spain. Simon Joel Robert Perota, France. Maximilian Henry Manfred Payes, Germany. Paula Mariel Ferreira, Argentina. Martin Pereira, Argentina. Lavinia Noto, Italy. Sarah Maria Krupi, Italy. Sofia Fiorilla, Italy. I always encourage them to split up a little, but Benedetta Bortoluzzi, Italy. Maria Milagros Astesiano, Argentina. Giovanni Orlando Conti, Italy. Felicitas Lachiopa, Argentina. Rosario Bona, Italy. Juan Ignacio Ferreira, Argentina. Jose Angel Arriaga Villasalero, Spain. Rafael Sestari Souza, Brazil. Rohan Virdi, India. Shuying Li, China. Estefania Maria Gonzalez, Ecuador. Micah Sophie Angulo Vray, France. Shana Benhumu, France. Louise Nicole Lisseng, Sweden. Elifu Veda Wisal, Kazakhstan. Harold Rafael Georges Llorente, Spain. Haiti Ortiz, Dominican Republic. Ajem Asisek, Turkey. Yasemin Aslangoren, Turkey. Juliana Calvacanti, Brazil. Matthew Jeffrey Solov. Fiosa Gega, Kosovo. Lucia Natalia Sipala, Italy. Samantha Brenner, South Africa. Marcus Diekman, Germany. Christina Sarah Anna Langford, Italy. Janina K. Barry, Germany. Alicia San Miguel Torres, Mexico. Vaishnavi Kanduri, India. Johanna Klug, Austria. Odea Delamour, France. Patricia Caroline Rigmuth, Switzerland. Marie Renee Therese Ferret, France. Salome Delboubet, France. Melinu Casarino, France. Aude Saint Rose, France. Gerardo Medrano III, France. Da Tien Nguyen, Vietnam. Francesca Rusconi, Italy. Haiwon Bun, South Korea. Sana S. Shenoy, Denmark. Eduardo Picchi, Italy. Cristiano Debiase, Italy. Gaia Gasparini, Italy. Eduardo Delzano, Italy. Leone Sagravati, Italy. Antonella Pestoni, Argentina. Teresa Prudente, Italy. Ana Carolina Alvarez Gil, Nicaragua. Rachel Abdo, France. Allison Hope Reed, United States. Fatima Ayomide Popula, Nigeria. Fatima Davanlu, Iran. Luana De Luca, Switzerland. Jasmine Annie Bissell Grattan, United Kingdom. Leah Marie Ennis, Ireland. Shona Bridget Bulger, Ireland. Lauren Heather, United States. Nang K.C. Kam, Myanmar. Ambar Maciel Graciano Marte, Dominican Republic. Maya Tita U, Myanmar. Vartika Naitami, India. Nishta Ahuja, India. Vipasa Jayes Shah, India. Morgan Elizabeth Silva, U.S. Elliot Omega Preston Jackson, U.S. Yulia Nazarova from the Ukraine. Himangdi Balwant Kulkarni, India. Frangeline Diane Lacerna Sarabia from the Philippines. Maita Evangeline Vergara, Philippines. Yi Yoon Kim, South Korea. Noah Ephraim Tete Adamti from Ghana. Rotopi Livadidis, Greece. Mariam S. Tabrez. Alexander D. Gilbert. Heather Elizabeth McGeorge, Canada. Nodira Irgasheva, Uzbekistan. Kubra Cannon, Turkey. Boaz Abraham, India. Ana Isabel Frajao Camara from Brazil. Chatterin Lisbeth Belitic Sandoval, Peru. Iya Kurkurli, Georgia. Jessica Rado, Italy. Rong Jiang, China. Feng Fu, China. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the Master of Laws recipients.
And now I am delighted to be joined by my colleagues, Young J. Lee, Associate Dean for Research, and Michael W. Martin, Associate Dean for Experiential Education, to announce our incredible JD graduates. Roosevelt B. Etienne. Melissa Hima Brijraj. Okia Shanice Smith. Morgan Taylor Cherry Mitchell. Vanessa Toro Plaza. Brandon Lee Oates. Joshua Allen Zellin. Gregory N. Hum. Kevin F. Winnie. Sarah M. Moya. Jack Nathan Klein. Crystal D. Yu. Gabrielle Juliet Vickers. Lauren Lieberman. Sarah Heath Ackrey. Johanna Francis Barrett. Anthony Joseph D'Amelio. Neil Rana. Samuel Kirby Tereff. Christopher Francis Adenolfi. Jonathan A. Bacchus. Sudit Rakupati. This graduate's degree is being conferred by their father, R.P. Rapugati, Fordham class of 2011. Jordan M. Davis. Michael T. Velios. Alexander John Mooney. William David Silagi. Jamie Melissa Semensky. Devin Lauren Perez. This graduate's degree is being conferred by their domestic partner, Michael McGarry, Fordham Law Class of 2020. Caroline Johnson. Emily Rubino. Tyler Anthony Takfor. Benjamin Privilov. Tammy Dolly. Heather D. Cameron. Ian Bullock Miller. Madison Pesh. Melissa Allison Beneroff. Nicole Anna Oydenich. Rebecca Joan Spendley. Jacqueline Ann Hennelly. Megan Elizabeth Ganley. Zoe Alexandra Buzinkai. Pamela A. White. William Francis Delaney. This graduate's degree is being conferred by their sister, Sarah Delaney, Fordham class of 2019. Anna S. Zoe. Carly Braithwaite. Magdalene G. Sullivan. This graduate's degree is being conferred by their father, John A. Sullivan, Fordham Law class of 1989. Ilana Bell Blumenthal. Sophie Emily Reutblatt. Noah Epstein. Emma L. Green. Simon M. Penitz. Julio O. Ruiz Gomez. Nate David Johnson. Joseph F. Del Vicario. Eleni Antonio Vinitas. Ethan Statmauer. Dylan Joseph Carlin. Sarah A. Anwar. Olivia M. Cohen. Michael John Morgan. Nicholas E. Loza. Laura Mary Rand. Caroline McLeod Vermillion. Daniel Levin. Katina Taman Smith. Eric S. Ryder. Pamela Parker Procida. Kevin O'Brien Darby. Jamie Nicole Reyna. Evan Kelly Richardson. Jessica S. Lee. Erica H. Chan. Nareh Natalie Kim. Caitlin C. Ramiro. Alexandra Emily Forgione. Maham Abidi. Samantha Romano. Vidushi Dial. Larissa Justine Kern. Danica Elizabeth Watson. Anika Kapoor. Maggie Lee Casey. Eric Daniel Scarlott.
Robert Louis Benliuski. Sean Thomas Camperson. Israel Steinberg. Jacob Oshry. Michael E. Beda. Stephen W. Schlesinger. David Aaron Billett. Isaac Joseph Kaplan. Elad Joseph Jerusalem. Eli Krasnow. Shuming Zhou. Yvette Yun. Anna Zin Hayam. Megan Margaret Chia. Natalie Shira Persman. Christian Philip Marzullo. Danielle Hannah Stadler. Daniel F. Crum. Ryan Hibbert. Elizabeth Murray Souza. Sydney Wallace Park. Megan Elizabeth Lundeen. Alexandra Kiosi. Emma Elizabeth McGrath. Dimitrios Elias Calomiris. Let me try Dimitrios Elias Calomiris. Take two. Harold Shirian. Chahak Gojia. Giovanni Scarcella. Perry Joseph Zerpoli II. Jack R. Barton. Annalisa Martini. Catherine N. Young. Amanda L. Lindner. Sarah Alexandra Thorpe Bueller. Andrew Joseph Harris. Courtney Sharon Elizabeth Weiss. Claudia Marie Carollo. Lauren Naftali. Peter Joseph Somara. Grant Addison Emmerich. Miles Jefferson Curry. Mark Lawrence Kelly Jr., Victoria M. Pasculo, Liam Z. Cutler, Kirby Patricia Schilling, Anissa Rahman, Diana Lamb, Stephen G. Self, Maria Chrysanthem. The graduate's degree is being conferred by their father, Nicholas Chrysanthem, Fordham Law, class of 1988. Ethan Kramer Gibbs. Grace Tarola Carney. Alexandra T. Lisner. Joshua Ariel Shube. Deanna R. Schreiber. Jonathan Jacob Chasen. Daniela Weinstein. Kyla E. Solomon. Isabella Castejon. Han Sam Zhang. Myrna W. Nakla. Roxanne Leah Genevieve Salas. Devin Alexander Ruti. Elisa D. Diamond. Grace Lee. Sydney Wolopovsky. Ziva M. Rubinstein. Esther D. Ness. Lisa M. Pianica. Talia Boca. Rebecca Ariel Rychik. Joseph A. Pisacolo. Eugene Edward Gonzalez IV. Gina Simone Boone. Jonathan Alexander Fisher. Christopher Nicholas Hom. Charles K. Genrich. Madison Proct. Hadassah L. Karp. Zane Gregory Mitchell. Jordan Isaac Popovsky. Stephen M. Gluck. Anthony S. Farrell. Murray L. Boganes. Haley Grace Johnson Griffin. Melissa E. Romanovich. Ksenia Matthews. Diana Ledesmo. Diana Ledesmo. Dean A. Ciampa. Marissa Chelsea Lux. Virginia Ann Carnes. Celia Pauline Goebel. Adam R. Drake. Peter Nares King. Catherine A. Zabo. Julia McKenna Hathaway. Julia Lang Gordon. Christopher Richard Howie. Juliana J. Deeds.
Emily A. Lowe. Nicholas E. Gonzalez. John Paul Planamento. Miles K. Primison. Grant Robert Steiger. Robin S. Fisher. Andrew J. Vasquez. Ryan Wilkins. Nina Paula Rosella, and this graduate's degree is being conferred by their father and mother, Michael Rosella, Fordham Law Class of 1981, and Professor Francesi. Fabulous. Olivia Grace Herrera. Anna E. Druten. Mary R. Hornack. Edward Windsor McLaughlin. Michael P. Morano. Laura Reed. Stephen G. Rutman. Anna Smith McEnroe. Anna Petroselli. David J. Breyer. Sarah Christina Brown. Zoe Jane Williams. Eliora R. Mintz. Jamila Kenyere Ketchum. Maria Katrina O. Cadelia. Jenny B. Yucker. Christopher Duff. Bryce Sylvan Robbins. James T. Polowski. Mairead Kate Burns. Jeffrey John Cross. Wade E. Speak. Thomas Daniel Kahn. J. Patrick Hornbeck II. Freddie William Alvarado.
Rachel I. Winters. Matthew Farrell Bannon.
Let's go, man!
Naaman Seth. Sabrina Singh. Hiro Patel. Lauren Michelle Mangano Drankard. Robert Patragani. Emily Kessler Shaw. Lawrence Polk Keating. Natalie N. Thomas. Solomon Neuwirth. Tara Anika Singh. Victoria L. Randall. Lana Gandler. Jordana Alfreda Woodley. Abby Stafford Lilo. Jermel L. Singleton. Jasmine M. Izquierdo. Kelly Erin O'Day. Jacob A. Gonzalez Greenstein. Emily Elizabeth Dolgen. Alexandra Elizabeth Cosio Marone. Ambra Casanato. Ashley B. Mall. This graduate's degree is being conferred by her father, Brian Mall, Fordham class of 2020. Isabella M. Greer. Casey Susan Candela. Peter Connor Morrison, and this graduate's degree is being conferred by their father, Daniel Morrison, Fordham Law class of 1984. Alexandra Brooke Newman. Nicole Janine Hegney. Julia Yu. Amanda Elise Benincasa, and this graduate's degree is being conferred by their father, Gabriel Benincasa, Fordham Law class of 1989. Zachary S. Basson. Joseph Raymond Bonadonna. Joshua Wexler. Ricardos Andres del Campillo. Brandon Hunter Okun. Adam Mayer Wolf. Leah Nicole Felsher. Felicia Marie Crispino. Caitlin McKellen Talmadge. Aaron A. Kirchner Lozer. Tyler Ross Daniels. Carrie R. Slayton. Katie E. Rosen. Tayun Lim. Andrew J. Varvaro. Jacob Robert Hubertus. Morelis Taisha Gonzalez. Brian Sarfo. Sarah Rebecca Brathwaite. Shayona Cato. Kimya Faroug Zahedi. Mary Lauren Miller. Eamon A. Gallagher. Brett Matthew Klein.
Bharath Lakshmi Narayanan. Matthew John Shatinsky. Colin Murdoch. Blake Walton. Naomi C. Friedman. Arandi Trevino. Alessandra C. Spada. Shannon Margaret Miss. Dylan M. Roth. Neil P. McMillan. Mariam Qureshi Sheikh. Kikira Young. Huma Naz Shah. Rachel Ann Goldner. Gohar Javed. Robert Francis Lynch. Zachary James Dooley. Francesca Gabriela Boschetto. Jeremy Kossoff. Ashley Abronkian. Brooke Ashley Kaufman. James Hamilton. Michelle Berardino. Dean A. Corrado. Jiwoon Kong. Kyle McCann Ezring. Anastasios Philip Konopoulos. Catherine Francis Engelman. Kara Megan King. Flora Dorothy Donovan. Alexandra Jean Machado. Francois Girault. Abdoulaye Touré. Jordan M. Adams. Tatiana Natasha Hyman. Chazelle Nikisha Renita Archer. James P. Gilmartin. Dimitar Atanasov. Sahir Afsal Milwala. Dawani G. Patel. Nicole Alexandra Mecca. Oliver A. Ox. Timothy W. McAllister. Desara Alves. Huangyu Wang. Andrew D. Razor. Luke Masuda. Daniel Rene Cordero. Zandra Merle Cuevas. Panagiotis A. Francilas. Hun Go Lee. Yucheng Jiang. Dominic Joseph Kanushenti. Mina Jun. Georgia K. Decker. Isabel H. Zeitz-Moskin. Eli Solomon Abrams. Mariam Zain. Diana C. Cabrera. Amanda D. Mazel. Wilfredo Gomez. Jocelyn Insun Lee. Nicholas J. Lowe. Malcolm Sanborn Hum. Joseph Palandrani. Nicholas J. Liotta. Ryan P. Hoare. Fallon S. Sheridan. Johanna Romarowitz. Yasmin Al-Omari. Waylin Liu. Lubing Tang. Junji C. Jinghong Hu. Zimu Zhang. Kaiwan Bian. Adam Thomas Betts. And here come the graduates with their little ones. Congratulations. Elizabeth Jewel Luxembourg. Alexandra A. Bell. David Bertram Marks. Alexandria Aaron Dennis. Jacob Michael Sievers. And last but not least, Benjamin Y. Bice. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great enthusiasm that I now present to you the members of the Fordham Law School class of 2022. Congratulations. Before we close, I want to thank our incredibly dedicated staff and the entire Fordham family who made today such a success. And now, please remain standing and join me in welcoming Rabbi Stuart Paris Hakohen and Imam Ibad Rahman to deliver our closing prayers.
Where else but Fordham Law School would we have a rabbi and an imam doing the closing prayers? You're going to receive two special prayers today. Before you do, I want to just speak very briefly. When special occasions occur of note, and this is a very special occasion for all of you, you're about to go out into the world as new lawyers, I usually go back to Scripture for a message. And I found one for you in the book of Micah. If you lead with your heart, your brain and your feet will follow. A teaching of Micah. And he said, "He has told you, O man, what is good and what the Lord requires of you, only to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. Then will your name achieve wisdom." We'd like to bestow upon you the priestly benediction from Judaism. We'll do it together.
May God bless you and protect you. May God show you kindness and be gracious to you. May God bestow favor upon you and grant you peace.
May this be God's will. Amen.
Amen. Now I'll recite a verse from the Quran. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين بالقسط شهداء لله ولو على أنفسكم أو الوالدين والأقربين إن يكن غنيا أو فقيرا فالله أولى بهما فلا تتبعوا الهوى أن تعدلوا وإن تلووا أو تعرضوا فإن الله كان بما تعملون خبيرا.
God says, "O you who have faith, be maintainers of justice and witnesses for the sake of God, even if it should be against yourselves, your parents, and your near relatives, whether it be against someone rich or poor, for God has a greater right over them all. But do not follow your desires, lest you should be unfair. And if you distort the testimony or disregard it, God is well aware of what you do. God speaks the truth."
O Lord, let us stand for justice. Let us be just witnesses. Let us be vehicles for just mercy. Let us never be tools for enabling oppression and injustice. Enable us to have the courage to speak out against injustice. Guide us and bless us all. Peace be upon you. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you. And now, graduates, I invite you and your loved ones to join us at the Dean's reception, which will take place directly after this ceremony on the green in front of the University Church. The University Church is located down Constitution Road, just past the Mcshane Center and the Baoshi baseball field on the left. There are signs directing you to the University Church. We hope you can at least join us for a few moments before you go off with your families to celebrate this incredible day. And one final assignment. I'm sorry, I can't resist. After you take your pictures today, please return your caps and gowns under the tent located outside the Mcshane Center. Please do this before 3 p.m. today. Finally, as we begin our procession, I would kindly ask family and guests to please remain in your seats so that everybody on stage and our graduates can process out. Graduates, please wait to be ushered out by our volunteers. You'll be directed out row by row via the rear of the graduate seating area. Congratulations, everybody.